I mean, it's at the forefront, to be honest with you. Dealing with my own mental health issues, getting kicked out of my sorority, I do believe looking back, it was because there was a lack of understanding and a lack of communication about mental health. There was a lot of shame around it. I've learned more about controlling my thoughts because of mountain biking than any therapy has ever taught me. You cannot be thinking about what your face is going to look like if you hit that tree that you're staring at. That doesn't work, right? You have to keep your thoughts in the positive. You have to keep your eyes looking ahead at where you want to go. And that concept alone, I don't think people understand the skill in that. If you're about to crash and you look over the edge where you don't want to go, that is where you're going to go. And taking a step back and realizing that when you can keep your brain and your thoughts and your eyes focused on where you need to be going, that helps take the fear out of it. That keeps action steps at the forefront. So one of our biggest things, our tagline is ride bikes, be happy, because riding bikes makes us happy. But it's also that mental health is a big problem today. And it's something that we need to be talking about. And when you can put yourself in a situation where you are forced to only think thoughts that serve you, the thoughts that keep your wheels rolling forward, that translates into life because it shows you that you are capable of controlling your thoughts. You are capable of doing hard things and learning how to believe in yourself. And the whole fear thing, I went through divorce after 15 years, and it was probably the hardest time of my life. And I realized that a lot of that was fear of not being loved again, fear of being judged, of having the big divorce on my forehead. And fear is a state of mind. Fear is something that we create. And when you actually look at the steps that need to happen to get through, that keeps your mind busy with things that need to happen now instead of being stuck in this fear-based state of mind that isn't actually real. That's mountain biking taught me a lot about controlling my thoughts and believing in myself and realizing what I'm capable of. And we want that for more women because I realize that a lot of women out there don't talk about this stuff and they're living in this silent pain. And when they come to a mountain bike skills camp and you tell them we're going to ride down that rock garden and they look at you like, oh, hell no, I'm not riding down that rock garden. And then they practice the moves to get through and they think only thoughts that serve them and then they accomplish it. That is a measurable, tangible progression that brings joy, confidence, excitement into their lives. And that is something they can always pull from. When I was going through divorce, my bike was always there for me. I could control my attitude. I could control how hard I rode my bike, when I rode my bike, who I rode my bike with. There are so many things in this world that I feel like we don't think we have control of, but we have control over riding our bikes and the community we surround ourselves with. So not only did I find the mental health component of mountain biking so important to be a voice for, but I also found community, people like Katie and I met you almost 2 decades ago at this point, and we've supported each other and watched each other grow. We were both sponsored by Live at the same time and got to go to these events where we were witnesses of women's lives being changed simply because they learned that they're capable of more than they thought.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And I've seen something similar through everything I've been doing. It's just it's so much more about just riding a bike on the trails, like the way it influences your mental health, your ability to deal with life off the bike, even just the physical side, like just get the blood pumping, get more oxygen in your brain. There's so many benefits to exercise. We don't need to go on that. But like you add all of these things up, and I think getting people into the sport, it's more about just doing the sport. It's really about how it grows, not just their life, but the community as well. I think that's the biggest impact we've seen over the years with instructor training courses is how it's impacted communities beyond just sort of individuals as well. And I love that. I love that link that you have there too with mental health. That's particularly a huge one for us, and definitely the future of mountain bike coaching is bringing in mental skills.
The lifestyle. I don't even refer to it as a sport anymore.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. And, Katie can speak to that as well with this whole new movement of women in free ride, them getting together to run these events and participate in these events together. That's community. That's a lifestyle. You probably look forward to those events. There's a high when you're at these events that we're all connecting over this crazy sport that we all love so much that brings so much joy and I honestly just fun into our lives. What a fun way to get fit. What a fun way to work on your mental health.